Winter Rockies. Poets, dreamers, and planners have been challenged and inspired by the majesty of these mountains. This is where Vail was born, from a dream in the minds of a few adventurous skiers. They first saw this country while training with the Army's 10th Mountain Division during World War II. One of these men, Pete Seibert, dreamed of creating a ski resort in the Rockies. After the war, Pete worked in resorts in Switzerland and in Aspen. Fellow ski trooper Bob Parker skied and climbed in the Alps, then moved to Denver to edit Skiing magazine. Years later, Pete and Bob joined together to build and promote Vail. This is Vail's story, as Bob Parker recalls it. The photography is new and old, with some scenes dating back to the 1940s.
Beyond the ridges behind me lies Pando Valley, the site of Camp Hale, Colorado, where the 10th Mountain Division trained during World War II.
It was here that a bunch of young ski troopers began to dream about what the future of skiing might be. It was here we learned to ski, and we learned to love the high country. Pete Seibert, from the first day he arrived at Camp Hale, had a dream about establishing a ski area somewhere in the Colorado mountains. But that dream was nearly shattered when Pete was severely wounded fighting in the Italian campaign. Even though doctors said he'd never ski again, he was back in Colorado 2 years later, teaching skiing and even racing in the Aspen World Championships. And all the while, he was exploring the Rockies in search of his perfect ski mountain. It was a local rancher, Earl Eaton, who brought Pete to the top of an unnamed summit and introduced him to the size and extent of the mountain that would become Vail. Pete was convinced. He contacted friends, took them skiing by snowcat on this untracked terrain. Many of these people became partners in Vail Associates Limited. Some eventually moved to Vail to start new careers. It was an adventurous collection of entrepreneurs, ex-bankers, oil company executives, architects, Army and Navy veterans, ski racers, and college kids. What held them together was their belief in skiing as a way of life, as well as a way to make a living. And they were dedicated to helping others enjoy the Colorado snow and sunshine. I remember before Vail opened, we were skiing with Bud Werner, America's greatest downhiller. Bud went off the cornice on 220 downhill skis, skiing the powder as if it weren't there.
Those are the kind of memories that make me realize that it's 20 years this winter since Vail opened its doors.